mission. Family on the mission. We on the mission. Family on the mission. Yo, what's up? This your boy Money G. And today we're gonna do a little something different, man. We're gonna do something different, man. You know, we do the family on the mission the Friday, but today we're gonna do the Woke Wednesday, and I got a special guest, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and let her come into the party and introduce herself, man. It's going down.
What's going on, G? What's going on, G?
Man, hey, what's going on? So look, check it out. Go ahead and tell the people your name and where you from and what you do.
So my name is DC. I am the DC of Do for Culture. I'm
Mm.
originally from Orlando, but I was raised in California. So I moved back to Orlando a few years ago.
Oh, okay. You from California? What part of California you from?
Sure, LA, Riverside, Pomona, South Pass,
Okay.
West Covina.
Okay. I stayed over in Riverside. Okay, I feel you. I feel you. All
Yeah.
right. So, man, tell me a little bit about your how you come up with the name.
Honestly, it just probably smoking.
No, probably smoking.
If we're gonna be transparent, probably smoking. Like a lot of my ideas, and this may not be the best thing, but usually come from me just winding down, messing around with like music or some kind of creativity. So one day, just Do for Culture came about, and then when I broke down the abbreviation D4C, it's my initials, because four is equivalent to an F, and my initials are DCF.
Mm,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
okay.
So it just all
So,
played its part.
man, I heard some of your music. Who inspires you to do music?
It's in the blood.
It's in the blood.
It's in the blood. I got family. I got singers in my family from the church to the studio. You know what I'm saying? I got
Mm.
musicians. One of my uncles, he used to play or currently still plays with the bongos for Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying? So it's just in the blood, mom and dad's side. So it's just
okay. So, how many siblings you got?
so with my mom, I got an older brother. He's 26. Lies. He's 29 or 28. And then with my
Mm.
dad, I got three siblings. I got two younger sisters, and then I got a little brother.
Okay, yeah, I heard you say, you'll call up your steppers quicker than 911. You know what I'm saying? On one of your songs. I'm like, okay, I hear you.
Oh yeah,
I
my
like that.
friends is crazy. My friends is crazy. My brother, he a crazy one, but my friends is crazy too. So ain't
Yeah, I
one
heard
of them.
you. All right, so tell me about the how you get signed up to the school you going to. What school you going to?
I go to Full Sail University. So ideally, when I moved out here, that was my go-to. That's when I started getting fresh into the music and more interested in that lifestyle. So Full Sail, it was a dream. Like it became a dream to go there, and then I kind of got discouraged because of how much it costs. So
Mm,
after a while, like I started looking around, and then I put school down. I'm like, you know what? That's for the birds. I'm not leave it up to everybody else. But then last year, honestly, one of my friends, he had started going to Full Sail for production, film production. So when he told me that he just jumped the gun and did it, I'm like, well, if you could do it, then I might as well just look into it. So, looking into it became me being a student.
oh, that's what's up. So, is you going to school to do music?
I'm doing business entertainment.
So, why not the music?
I mean, I could go into music, but I chose business entertainment because it's just broad. It includes music. So why not go for something where I can get more out of it than just secluding myself to music and just sticking to music. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Because I like creators, and creators come in all shapes and forms. Music,
Mm.
painters, whatever the case may be. So I want to be with creators, not just artists.
Okay. I like that. I like that because a lot of people they get they get wrapped up in the music and they get comfortable there and they like, you know what? I just want to rap. I don't want to learn how to make beats. I don't want to learn how to shoot on videos. I don't want to know nothing about the backside. I just
Exactly.
want to pull my chain and go out there and do my thing.
And that's cool. You feel me? To each his own, because we need artists. What is music if we don't have the artists to make it? You know what I'm saying? Because we can't just listen to beats all day, which some people could. I could. However, you need the people in the back end. I'm a firm believer of letting people do their job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care to know everything. Do I want to have some knowledge and the ability to do some things? Absolutely. But I still rather pay somebody to do what they love to do.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
graphic designing. I don't love graphic designing. I have the ability to do it. So I do it. But at the end of the day, when time flies, I'd rather pay somebody that loves to do it, somebody that trained to do it. That
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So, what do you love doing out of all the creativity that you got?
I mean, I love all of it just because it's creativity. But I would say writing music is
Mm,
probably number one. But I don't care to be an artist though. I just like
I'm saying you can be a songwriter.
I could be a song, but I don't. I just don't want to. I really
Mm,
just genuinely don't want to. Like, I'm one of those. If the opportunity presented itself and somebody's like, "Yo, I love your music. Can you write me a song?" I'll do it.
I love your music. Deja Vu. That was the
Yeah.
one I was like, oh man, she owned to something. And then the Dear Gangster, I say, oh my God.
Right, right, right. And
So
those songs, they about 3, 4 years old.
man, music lasts forever. So on that note, go ahead and tell the people if they want to listen to your music. I know you say you don't care too much about it, but some people love music. Tell them where they can find your music stuff and your other stuff that you do.
So I got music out on YouTube and SoundCloud. So you could type in "Do for Culture." Deja Vu is one of the songs, so look that up. That's probably my top tier. And then I'm on Instagram, Twitter. You can find me at Do for Culture, DO the number 4 culture,
Mm,
and that's pretty much it. You can hit me in the DMs. You know what I mean? If you want to work, I do whatever work I do is in my bio. So you can check me out.
okay, okay. Chicago, Illinois in the building. In the building. All right, so um man, tell me about your tattoos, man. What's the first tattoo? First, tell me what's the first tattoo you ever had, and then tell me about your other tattoos.
First tattoo I ever had was this, just the Roman numerals and the signature. So
What?
this is my birthday, July 31st,
Okay.
98. This signature. So I got this tattoo when I was 16.
Mm.
And this signature is what I thought was gonna be mine forever. And my signature now don't look nothing like it. So this is gonna be covered up. Then
Uh.
I got then I got this joint, the Leo symbol. I'm a Leo, obviously. I have a D on the back of my neck, my initial. And then I got
Okay.
another Leo
DC.
symbol. Yeah. I got another Leo symbol on the back of my ear. But these are
Mm.
gonna get covered up too. And then I got a Black Lives Matter tattoo on my leg of a silhouette of a dude holding a sign that says Black Lives.
Mm.
It's on my shin, and that's a sleeve to come. And then this little baby right here, this is my prized possession. You know what I'm saying?
No.
This is my prized possession. This was actually like a special piece and probably the only tattoo I've put any thought into. So
So tell me the backstory behind that tattoo, because butterflies mean a new beginning, but you have something special in that butterfly. I see.
right. So in the camera, it's a butterfly wing, and then it's a baby foot. So 2 years ago, no, I want to say November 16th of 2022, I had a miscarriage. So in honor of that, it was something. It was a drastic change in my life. Something I've
Mm.
never thought I would go through. and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, but I decided to get the tattoo. And because butterflies symbolize new beginnings, it was a new beginning for me. And this was my new beginning. And still
Mm,
is to this day. Like,
that's right.
ever since then, once you go through stuff like that, it's always gonna be a new beginning, regardless of how the outcome is, because
Mm,
I learned a lot from it. I haven't been the same since that happened in a positive way. So
mm. And that's what I tell people. Every ending is a new beginning. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to count our blessings for what we had and, you know what I'm saying, and what we got right now. Oh,
mm,
I ain't finna do that one. All right. So, my bad. I got a prison call.
you good. You good.
Man, I hate to do you to you like this, little homie.
No, you straight. Go ahead.
All right. Yes, cool.
All gonna get the
All
tea.
right. Huh?
I said we all gonna get the tea if you take a call.
I know. I know. Yeah. So, yeah. So, what made you get the Black Lives Matter tattoo?
I seen this hard sleeve. When I say this hard sleeve, and it was irresistible. Like it just spoke to me. And honestly, when I got this tattoo, my mom, she loved the tattoo. So background on myself, I'm Puerto Rican, Mexican, and black. My
Mm,
mom, she's Puerto Rican and Mexican.
mm,
So and her children are black. You feel me?
mm.
So she has that understanding of what it could be like to be a black American,
Woman. Okay.
a black woman, black man. She has that knowledge and she shows a lot of concern for it because she has African American children.
Right.
So when I got the tattoo, she loved the concept of it. She hated the fact that I put it dead center in the front of my leg because in her, I guess as a parent, her feelings towards it was, I don't want anybody to treat you different or anybody to be ruled or whatever the case may be because of your tattoo. She was like, there's a lot of people out there that really despise the Black Lives Matter community and whole, and I felt that. And I felt that. But like I told her, if they hate the Black Lives community, that means you don't like my kind.
Say that.
So it don't matter.
Hold
It
up.
don't matter to me if I got the tattoo on my leg or the tattoo in a place where nobody could see because you don't like my skin, not what's
Mm.
on my skin.
Not what's on my skin, just my skin, period.
It's my skin, period. It's not the tattoos. It's not the piercing. It's not the hair. It's not the music. It's not. You just don't like the kind.
Mm. Mm. Hello. Hey,
Hello.
so, so, we doing this for Black History. You know what I'm saying? You said you want to do something for Black History Month, and I had I had this whole month booked up. So I did something special for you, and I was like, I'm gonna do Woke Wednesday. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, but before then, I'm gonna ask you this question: how much do you know about Black history?
Listen, I know that I support it.
Mm.
I know that I support it. I can't get to. I don't get too deep into like history and politics and things like
Okay.
that. Like I take in the education when it's given to me, and if I'm interested in something, I'll go look into it. But it's just so much, you know what I mean? Like there's so much to everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's a front story, middle story, back story, history story. Like there's so much to everything. I just teach me as I
Okay.
go.
Okay. Well, tell me about the story about. I seen you. I don't know where you were standing at. I should have took the picture so I can put it up on the screen. But it was a picture of you. I don't know. You was the like. It felt like you was in the big crowd in front of the building. There was a picture. It was a nice shot of you, and I don't know if you was putting your fists up or what. I don't know.
I was trying to throw my fist up, but I had my phone in my hand.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
feel me?
I said that picture. Tell me a backstory about that.
So my brother, he wanted to go. to a Black Lives Matter protest. That was back in
Okay.
like 2021
Mm-hmm.
down at City Hall in Orlando.
Mm.
So we went, and I'm very outspoken. You know what I'm saying? When you take me anywhere, there's no telling where I may end up. You know what I mean? You take me to a club, I might end up on stage doing something. You know what I'm saying? It never telling. So my brother, he wanted to go to this protest, and he's all geared up, army guy. He's all geared up with his tier backpack and his all kind of stuff. So I'm like lollygagging around the parade, just engaging with everybody. And then we got to City Hall, and they had like a line for anybody that wanted to go up on stage and speak their truth. I ain't have nothing to say. I had nothing to say. Believe it or not, like when I got on stage, I debated. I stood in line and then I got out of line because I'm like, I don't know what to say. Then I got back in line and I was like, I'm gonna say whatever comes to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got on stage, everybody was yelling out, no justice, no peace, no crooked police, everything. So whatever they were saying, I got up on stage and I said it. And then the only thing that I came up with was, I know that this protest means something because you got all the black women in their weaves standing outside in the rain.
Mm.
That was probably not the best thing I could have said, but they laughed. You know what I'm saying? They laughed. They was feeling it. So
Hey, on the real, hey, cause you ain't gonna catch him outside in the rain. Not
for
like
no other
that.
reason.
So, on the serious note, how did you feel, and what was you at, and how would you feel when you seen George Floyd?
I felt just same way that I feel when I see anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because we all dying. We just all die in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Some brothers is getting shot down. Meanwhile, he got suffocated to death.
Hey, but he ain't the only one though.
He ain't the only one. You know what I'm
No.
saying? There's thousands, there's millions. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we just all going different ways. There's videos that surface every single day, and it don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of us, and Oh yeah, tell me about the clothing line you got, and I think it's say their name. Tell me a little bit about that.
So
How,
about 2 years ago, I had dropped a shirt for Black History Month. So fast forward, people hit me up. They're like, "Oh, you should do another shirt." So I'm thinking about doing a sweatshirt, crew neck. I got one design that has the say my name list or say their name list of all the victims with the fist in the back, and then it got culture in the front. And then I got two more designs that I just put on my Instagram. So, I'm looking for people to tell me which one is best, one, two, or three, so that I can determine which one I need to put out there.
mm, okay, okay, okay. So how did you even come up with the concept though?
Which
Like
part?
with the when you say their name, like who is their name? Oh my bad, Johnny Jones, Tyler Rio. What up? What up, G Staff? What up, Wisconsin? You know what I'm saying? All right, I had to send them a shout out. But yeah, how did you come up with the concept though?
I mean, the concept is out there. You know what I'm saying? That say their name list, that's out there. You know what I mean?
So it's the regular people names that's on there, or is it new people name that you knew?
No, it's old folks,
Oh, okay, okay,
old
okay,
story.
okay.
Like you got Breonna Taylor on there,
Mm,
Trayvon Martin, George
mm,
Floyd. You know what I mean? Like just a list of them.
mm. Go ahead, say their name.
That look, you got them three and more. Got them three and more. It's
Said
it's too many. That's the sad part. It's too many. It's too
I
many names
know,
to remember.
I
So
know, I know. All right, so what do you got? What do you got planned for the future, man? What we should be looking out for to see you in the future, man? What you gonna come out with?
my organization, my Do for Culture organization, the whole goal and the purpose is I just want to have a platform for underrated creators. You feel me? I
Hmm.
want to be something like a plug. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I want to
So
be.
what websites you be on the most? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Instagram.
Instagram. Go ahead and send your Instagram out, man. Y'all go follow her on Instagram, man. Tell me your Instagram.
Do for culture. Do the number 4 culture.
Man, y'all show us some love. Y'all show us some love out there, man. Drop some of those foes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so let me see. We got a couple more minutes. Or you want to drop down to these questions I got for you.
Oh, shoot for it. Whatever you want to do.
All right. Let me find my questions. All right. First question. What's the first thing you do? Or yeah, drop them foes. Drop them foes in the comments, man. Um, what's the first thing you do or think about when you wake up in the morning?
What's the first thing that I do when I wake up in the morning?
Yeah.
Use the bathroom.
All right, what's the first thing you think about?
Using the bathroom.
All right. So the weather. Which one would you rather be in, the hot or cold?
I don't know, cause for a long time I used to say that I prefer cold weather because in the cold you could bundle up as much as you want to. When it's hot, it's only this is all I got. You know what I'm saying? I can't take nothing else off after this.
No.
You know what I mean? So when it's hot, you just hot. You know, burning skin and like my grandma used to tell me, she said, and I don't even know if this is accurate, but she said it. She said, when it's hot outside and the sun is beaming, you need to put you on a sweater so that you're not getting direct contact.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, the direct
Yeah.
contact part I understand, but it be too hot.
Yeah. I mean, you know how it is. Like when I got down here to Florida, and I used to see people in jackets, and I'm like, boy, it's hot. It's hot, and they got that jacket on. But then when the sun hitting your skin like it do, you need something to protect your skin. And us black folks, man, we can protect it by the sun, but man, this Florida sun be blazing.
It's something
Sometimes yeah, it's something different. You know what I'm saying? I had a homie say, man, Florida ain't nothing. Man, I was in Africa, bro.
different.
He was like, it was so hot in Africa. We only eat once a day. It's too hot to eat. I said, golly. Dang. Yeah. So talking about eating, which one would you prefer? Hamburgers or tacos?
Tacos. Mm,
Tacos? Okay.
Depend on the day, because I like them both.
Okay, okay. Um growing up, what was your favorite cartoon?
Probably SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. All right.
Probably.
All right. What was your favorite cereal?
Mm. What's them joints called? I like Frosty Flakes
Frosted Flakes.
to
Okay,
this
okay,
day.
okay. So, what is your favorite pair of shoes of all time?
So I like classics because of my dad. You know what I mean? So I'll be rocking Reeboks. You know what I'm saying? I like Reeboks. I like
The Soldier Reese.
I like real. I don't know. Like I like real subtle shoes. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that's too crazy. But I did
Mm.
just cop a pair of Jordans. That's I don't really wear Jordan like that, but these ones that I got, them joints is crazy. Don't even know what they called.
Don't even know what they call. All right, which one is powerful? Knowing or believing?
Believing.
Mm,
Because you can know anything, but if you don't believe it, then it's not. What's the
man,
point of knowing it?
what's the point of knowing it? Um, so how do you feel about attitude?
I got one.
No, no, not like a attitude like get me in. I'm talking about like attitude like when you say attitude to me, I think of it like if you got a poor attitude about learning something, you ain't gonna learn it.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean,
So
I guess,
we think attitude is like, oh girl, you got an attitude. Like, yeah, but some people we all get a certain attitude about doing something.
Would it be attitude? Because the only time my attitude falls into place when I'm doing something is when I don't want to do it.
All right. So look, I'm gonna ask this question. When is a good time to stop learning?
Never.
All right. In the last 90 days, how many books or audio books you read?
Well, I've been reading a lot of articles and pretty much a lot of articles because of school.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I read the 48 Laws of Power maybe about
Okay.
not in the last 90 days, but maybe 90 days times two.
Okay. 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 $40. Never outshine
Leader or master.
the master. Okay. Okay. I was just checking. All right. Yeah. So we be like, see, some people have a poor attitude about reading or listening to audiobooks. Like, man, I ain't finna be listening to that for like 3 hours, bro. That's a poor attitude about learning. And God say, my people perish from the lack of knowledge, the lack of, what I'm saying? They don't want to learn.
Mm,
So can you imagine, you know how to drive a car?
yeah.
Right. But can you imagine if you had a poor attitude about somebody teaching you how to, you can tell me who taught you how to drive a car.
A friend of my mama's.
You see what I'm saying though? But see, if you had a poor attitude about learning, like, man, I don't want to learn it, you'd have been never driving.
Right.
You can be in the future, you can be an ambulance driver that saves somebody's life. But if you had a poor attitude about learning,
I
it'd
ain't
been
gonna get
another, and that we'd have lost another life. So you know what I'm saying? So we need to learn something. We need to learn something. So let me see. I mean, I jumped off topic, my bad.
no, you good.
Uh what's the worst job you ever had?
Oh, all right. So back in I want to say 2019 or 2018, one of the two. I had started working at this job. It was a brand new restaurant, hadn't even opened yet. Like I started working with this job when we were still in the building process. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So they paid us to help them set up the restaurant. Like it was built, they bought the building, everything was good. We just had to help them set up and then do some training and stuff like that. It was Italian Baccaro.
mm,
It was called Trey Bambine. So Trey Bambine actually would have been a really, really good job. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for the time being, serving good tips, good location down by Lake Eola. Fire. You would think it's
mm,
fire.
mm-hmm,
Um, I ended up quitting the job because I just wasn't getting the hours. Like they just weren't working the schedules right. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm-hmm,
some people were getting too many hours, some people weren't getting that many. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up leaving the job and came to the job that I'm working at right now. Um, just to find out, maybe like a week or two later, I got my last paycheck. A week
mm-hmm,
or two later, it was Mother's Day, and they had like a Mother's Day special going on at the restaurant and whatnot. And the owners took off.
mm,
So it came out that the owners, Terry and Jackie Chan,
mm-hmm,
and they out there, you could Google their names, had got into, once they had disappeared, they didn't pay nobody. I got my last check because I quit before this happened.
mm.
But they left, they didn't pay nobody. They
Oh
went
wow.
no phone calls, they nothing. Nothing. They just left the store. They left the store, so the employees that were working there, they came and they ransacked the building. They took they took the liquor. They ain't take the iPads, they ain't take none of that stuff. They went and took the liquor and whatever else they had. But they came to find out after doing some research that these folks, this couple, they actually had like some problems in the past with some Chinese investors because they were Chinese. The guy, he was a Chinese guy. his wife was Italian.
Mm,
So they had issues with some Chinese investors where I guess they were supposed to break a deal. The Chinese investors were going to, invest into their business. And then they were supposed to supply them with green cards and have them
mm-hmm.
set up to stay in this building so that they could come to America. Well, apparently they were funded, but they never played they in.
So where is a it was a restaurant?
It was a restaurant,
Oh wow.
a restaurant. So yeah, that I would say that would be my worst experience because the jobs that I've had, they all been sales, and I'm not, they never been too bad. So that
Mm,
one is because of the scam business. I would say was probably a bad one.
all right. Hey, I usually ask this question. It's one of my favorite questions, right? If you can talk to your 16-year-old self at the age you're at right now, what would you tell her?
Listen to your mama.
Mm,
Listen to your mama. There's a lot of stuff that my mom told me years ago that I replay nowadays, and I'm like, dang. Maybe it's things that I do now that I didn't listen to back then, but I would definitely say pay more attention and stop being so hard headed, so quick to respond. Because my mom tells me that all the time. Like, stop being, listen to understand. Don't listen to respond.
to
So,
respond. That's right.
you know what I'm saying? So, that would probably be the main thing. Because if I had listened, that's all I needed to do.
All right. So, um, it's a it's a lot of young ladies out here that's going through what you've been through. So, what would you tell them if you can tell them anything? What would you tell them to help them grow in life?
What part?
Like like you said, man, I wish I'd listened to my mom. And sometimes people, well, sometimes kids don't want to listen to their parents because they don't even know what they have. They don't even know. Like you say, right now, you like, man, I wasn't listening when I was younger, but when I got a little bit older, it started coming to me like, damn. And what is something you can tell a 16-year-old woman?
I would honestly say that whoever it is that you have in your life to look up to, because not everybody has a mom, not everybody has a dad to look up to. So if it's an uncle, an auntie, a brother, whoever it may be, listen. That's the biggest thing I can say is listen, because if you listen, that's all you need. If you already have the potential, you know what I'm saying? You already have the drive. You're just a little lost. Because I was definitely lost at 16 years old. Sometimes at 24, I still feel lost. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And now I still have a slight problem with reacting. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like if I feel like sometimes we could feel like the person, one of the biggest influences in our lives, which for me, one of them is my mom, my brother, my aunt. You know what I'm saying? When you hear certain advice coming from those particular people, it's constructive criticism because
Mm,
they care. But we take out the whole constructive part and just take it as criticism, like they not trying to see me win too.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like I know my mom, my brother, my aunt, like I know they want to see me win just as bad as I do, but not more than I do. You know what I'm saying? So that will probably be the biggest thing is just to listen. If you have somebody, if you're blessed enough, let's say that if you're blessed enough to have somebody that can guide you and can possibly help you in the direction that you're trying to go, open your ears. You feel me? Don't be so shut out and don't this generation, they're trying to be hard.
mm-hmm,
They trying to be too hard. Like this generation, they coming up bigger, you know what I'm saying, looking older. So because they get that leverage, they abuse it. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
But at the end of the day, you 16 looking like you 25. Remember
mm-hmm,
that you still 16 years old and you underage
mm,
and that you still got a lot of developing to do. You know what I'm saying? So if I had listened to my mom and listened to everybody that was trying to guide me when I was 16 years old, I would be very, very, very well off right now.
mm-hmm.
because
Yeah,
I already got it in me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah, shout out to New York, New York in the building. Yeah, and and that's a blessing. That it's a blessing because some people don't have a mom and a dad. And these kids, they looking for validation. They trying to turn up real fast. But we in the age right now that, especially down here in Florida, it's a turn up missing.
That's
You know what I'm
another thing
saying?
too. That's another thing too is three things I would say is to listen, stay in a child's place, because when they say don't be so quick to grow up, I take that so I take that to heart now. You know what I'm saying? Because now that I'm in a position where I'm considered an adult, you know what I'm saying? I go through adult problems. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going through problems where I'm like, oh man, my boyfriend is talking to my best friend, and no, I'm going through problems like, oh, what's gonna happen with my job? What's gonna happen with my
Mm,
business? What's gonna happen with my life? You know what I'm saying? I'm at that point in my life where I don't have time to look back because I can't go back. You know what I'm saying? Like what I have to focus on what I could do to build my whatever's in front of me. So that's two is stay in a child's place. You know what I'm saying? Like grow. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
Learn yourself. Have fun. My mom tells me that all the time. Have fun. Um, and stack your bread.
That's
Stack
right.
your bread. Like don't be so focused on the trends and what everybody else is getting into. Like you don't need the designers, you don't need the none of that stuff. If you go and get your bag, you can have whatever you want to have on
Mm-hmm.
top of the things that you need to have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's another thing I say. And then lastly, I say just be safe. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here trying to be too fast. Women, this is for young women. Don't be out here trying to just live your best life in a safe manner. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like you got females out here like they just so excited and so jittery to go out and get drunk and do this, that, and the third, but just do it so irresponsibly. Like they don't have social media. Like
mm,
they don't see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 years ago, what 2 years ago, I was watching no, it had went viral on Instagram. A girl, her house, her apartment complex was probably like 15 minutes away from my crib. Shorty got abducted
mm,
and killed by the maintenance man just because she didn't want to talk to him.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? And that was 15 minutes away. So it's like it gets closer and closer and closer every single second. So the more what's the word when you're the more oblivious you are and just so focused on having fun and meeting this guy and doing this and like you gotta be careful. You gotta be
mm,
careful 'cause that's the easiest way. I told one of my friends she did some craziness going out the state by herself, and I told her, I said, "You're just screaming, take me."
mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like you're just screaming, take me. Like going out and having a good time and wanting to take a mental break from life and wanting to do this, that, and the third, be spontaneous, and that's great. And if you have that within you, that's so fire. You know what I
mm,
mean? But if you're not doing it the right way, like I thank God that I had my mom to tell me when things didn't sound right.
mm,
And God bless her because even when I did wrong, my mom was there to bail me out, but at the same time, like I know better about a lot of things.
mm.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
what? Yeah. So what is that quote that you try to live by?
So if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get
I gotta
ready.
get ready. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So now that you're older, what is something that you had to unlearn from being an adult, from being a kid? The whole transition. What is something you had to unlearn?
That what happened what worked yesterday may not work tomorrow, or
Mm.
what worked yesterday may not work today.
Well,
You know
yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
you're
saying?
right.
Like
Yeah.
I tend to take, like, for sales, for instance, when I do sales, I may have like a couple good weeks and I'm just booming. You know what I mean? So exactly, you would think that exactly what I'm doing those few weeks where I'm booming, I'm gonna keep doing that. Because the results that I just seen
It's
from what
it's
I was just
working.
doing, it's working. Then you come up on the next couple weeks and you start doing exactly what you were doing before, and now you wondering what happened.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? So one thing I'm learning in school or in one of my classes is, like, you have to, one of the main reasons why businesses fail and people fail is because they fail to adapt
mm,
and fail to make changes. So if you're not trying to make a change in whatever it is that's declining you, it's gonna keep declining you. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing, is just learn to adapt and learn to keep evolving with yourself and what you're doing, so that what may not work before, or what worked before, may not work now, but you can still hold on to what worked before because it may work later on.
mm. Yeah, true. So, what did school teach you about money?
High school or college,
Any school.
I ain't learned nothing about money in school.
Mm, you ain't learn about money.
I
Why
ain't,
is that?
I ain't,
Well, I ain't gonna say why is that. You know that's not. It's a reason for that, right?
it
Like,
wasn't taught.
uh,
It wasn't taught.
I know it's a yeah, it's a reason. You ever wonder, like, man, what is the reason why they ain't teach us about money, but we look at money like the most important thing in the world?
Right.
So, what is the most important thing to you?
I guess my happiness. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm happy and I'm content with myself, physically, mentally, emotionally, everything else is to come. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that you can't. You could get your happiness back. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times it's not an easy task to do. So
Hmm.
it's like, if you could focus on yourself and build yourself inside out, to be the person that you desire to be, do the work that you desire to do, whatever the case is. I think that's the most important thing, because everything else will come. If you happy, you know what I'm saying, you healthy, you got knowledge, you could get anything you want.
Yeah, that's the secret right there, man. It's it's health, man. Because without your health, you ain't no good to nobody.
You ain't good to nobody. $1 million, you could die tomorrow with $1 million.
All right, so I got a question, man. If you had a 30-minute interview, you get to ask one question, and the interview is with God. What would you ask him?
My interviews with God. One question: when am I gonna make it?
When you gonna make it?
When am I gonna make it?
Okay,
You know
okay,
what I'm saying?
okay.
Because he knows when my time is coming. You know what I'm saying? So I want to know just as much as you do. When am I gonna make
Okay. All right. What he say? You already made it. You know what I'm saying? You already made it. So what if God had a question for you, and he had one question, and his question was, "How did you like it in heaven?"
it? How did I like it in heaven?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him that my granddaddy said it was great.
Uh, but hold on now. You said your granddaddy said it was great. Now God, He made heaven and earth. That's what they say.
Hmm.
But if God asks you, "How did you like it in heaven?" Basically, this is heaven. Who to say that
Okay.
heaven is in the air, in the sky, and hell is down there? Like, no, heaven and hell is right here on earth.
Hmm. So if that was
People
the question, I would tell him, how did I like it down here, or how did I like it in heaven?
see,
I would tell him that it needs some construction.
I mean. He said, man, everything was perfect until, because you got to think about it. God gave us our own free will. He say, don't do this, but if you do it, it's repercussions behind it. Now y'all can do what y'all want to do. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Now people messed it up for us. Now we looking at it like, man, this is jacked up. This is messed up. But
Mm.
God, like, no, this is a beautiful place. When I made it, it was a beautiful place. Some people just messed it up.
Right. And
So
that's what
don't
the
make it look like I messed it up. Because when I made this beautiful home, it was a beautiful home. Somebody
mm.
came through spray painting and pissing in the corners. Like that ain't got nothing to do with me. Because I gave y'all free will.
And I would say that's where the construction needs to come in because he did what he had to do, but we got to do what we got to do down here. You know
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying. So
We controlling like he controls overall, but physically, like we are down here controlling everything that happens down here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So he's, I would tell him in these construction, like, you know what I'm saying? These people in general, like we need to learn how to appreciate what's in front of us. You know what I'm saying? Like we have a whole world in front of us. We have a whole world in front of us. That's the crazy part.
That's what I'm saying.
A whole world, several continents, you know what I'm saying? Or let me not. Several everything. Like, yo, I be getting mixed up with all that stuff. So let me not even go down that route. But
It's all good.
I
Hmm.
was, yeah, no, I'm not gonna go down that route. I'm not on
All
YouTube.
right.
You gonna have
It's
to
all
cut that
good.
part out.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Mm, hey, this is a tricky question. It'll wake you up. How much is 50 $20 bills? Yeah.
50 $20 bills.
Yes.
That's,
It'll wake you up. I know.
but it's like I want to say either my math is horrible too. I want to say like I want to say like 10,000, 100,
You was close. You was close. 1,000.
1,000. Okay, okay, okay. That was my first thing, but I'm like,
I know, but see, that's what I'm saying. You got to go with your first mind, because when you overthink, that's why they say study wrong, study wrong. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you got it. You know what I'm saying?
you got me on YouTube giving out incorrect answers.
It's all good. You didn't know what these questions I was gonna ask you. You wasn't prepared. It's an
Yeah,
interview, man.
I'm sitting here talking about several continents that don't exist.
It's all good.
That was
Um, all
that
right,
was a,
so I was gonna ask you some rap questions, but you said you ain't even a rapper, man.
you could try. You could test me.
No, that's not good. Hey, have you ever seen a Chinese person pump gas?
Uh-uh.
Ain't that weird?
Yo, I see
Hey,
Asian.
you see Asian?
I see
Yeah,
Asians pumping gas.
I think because Chinese people they drive Teslas.
Mm.
Hmm. All right, so I'm gonna ask you a couple rap questions, but this ain't for rappers. I hate when people. I want you to fill in the blank. I hate when people blank.
With anything,
Yeah, I hate when people
lie.
lie. Okay, if I can work with anybody, I would want to work with.
If I could work with anybody, shoot, I would want to work with honestly, my first jump, and this is me not being big or anything like that. If I could work with anybody, it would be JVL.
JVL. Okay. Um, if you can smoke with anybody, who would you want to smoke with?
Snoop.
Who?
Snoop.
Snoop. Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Okay. What's the first rap song you memorized?
Probably my chick bad.
My chick bad. My chick good. All
Okay.
right. What's your favorite lyric you ever wrote?
Um Favorite lyric that I've ever wrote.
Yeah.
Even if you do me even if you do me bad, I'ma hold it down.
Mm, even if you do me bad, I'm gonna hold it down.
You know what I'm
You
saying? Like
loyal.
I never when I write music, I typically like I don't really feel the music when I'm writing it because I might be thinking about somebody else's story. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a lot of
Mm,
friends that have been through a lot of trauma. So I think about them and then I just think about concepts behind them. And I learned about myself that I'm a very kind-hearted person, you know what I'm saying? And
mm-hmm.
anything that I have the means to do for somebody, like I will. And I've come across a lot of people, a lot of exes, a lot of friends that, we had bad fallouts. And I'm the type of person, like, if we have the ability to mend a relationship, I'm never opposed to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Because a quote, I take the quote back that I said earlier, or in addition, one of my things that I say all the time is anything that's meant to be will always find its way back. So I feel
mm,
like you did me bad. You know what I'm saying? I look at the chemistry. Like, what did we have before that? You know
mm,
what I'm saying? Like, what's the energy? Like, what do we have before that? And then after you did me bad, if you came back around or we were able to come back together somehow, some way, like I think about like what's the energy like now? If we
mm,
could go back to how we used to be, I'm not opposed. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what to look out for in
mm,
anybody. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So that would probably, even if you do me bad, I'm gonna hold it down. Cause
mm,
if you need help and I could do it, whether we friends, whether we burnt bridges, whatever the case is, like if we had something before, then you just don't have the same access that you had before, but you still got a little access. You know what I'm saying? Like, call me if you need help.
mm. That's what's up. If you could change that one thing about the world, what would you change?
Oh, everybody,
You would change about people. You would change people.
everybody. I would change all the. I'd say I just change. I would try to change the mindset of all the negative, abusive, those kind of people. You know what I'm saying? Because
I
if
mean,
we,
but you gotta think about it. Though I ain't mean cut you off, but you gotta think about it. Jesus tried to do that, and they killed him. And he said, "God forgive them; they do not know what they do." So we had somebody that tried to change us, tried to change our mindset.
mm,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
So yeah, so that's crazy.
yeah, I would say, we just, I mean, he tried and he didn't stop trying. They had to kill him for him to stop trying.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
So yeah,
hey,
so yeah,
they try to take out anybody that knows a little bit too much.
yeah,
That's why
because
in the 48 laws of power it says play dummy.
that's right, that's right, that's right. And
They don't got to know
they.
everything that you know, but if I had one ability,
Wait, I can't hear you cutting out. You had a one ability, what?
oh, if I had one ability to change, something in the world, it'd just be taking out just the bad. You feel me? Because we don't need it. You know what I mean? Like the abusers, the child molesters, the stuff. We don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Like we could definitely live without that.
Mm, we can live without it, but I feel like it's the yin and the yang. So we need some good and some bad.
We don't need that kind of bad though.
I know we don't, but it's like sometimes people get abused and they want to grow up and be counselors for people that have been abused. And we need counselors like that. You see what I'm saying? Like some trauma happened to people that made them want to change their life or made them want to be something in their life.
Right.
And it's crazy. It's crazy to think, but you if you think like that, you like, dang, that's crazy. Because I asked a lot of people, man, what made you get into get into this job, get into this career? And they're like, oh man, this happened to me and I ain't like it. So I be trying. I was homeless before, so I like to help people. And you know what I'm saying?
And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless if we had that or not, we would still have counselors. You know what I'm saying? For different trauma.
For
So
what?
if
If
I,
everything was good, if everything was good, why the hell we need counselors?
but that's what I'm
Ain't no
saying. That's what
trauma.
I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying because trauma's not good. You know what I'm saying? So if we still had trauma in our life and we still experienced trauma in our life, we would still have counselors. But all I'm saying is if I had the power, I would definitely take out the rapists, the pedophiles, the killers, the I would take out all that. Cause why, like, we have to, everybody's gonna suffer some type of trauma. But if I could control it, I wouldn't want nobody to suffer that kind of trauma. You feel me? Like I've suffered that kind of trauma. And that's not something, I don't care. You go through counseling, you go through, you can talk to people, you can do whatever your coping mechanism is. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes even counseling is not enough. You know what
That's
I mean?
right.
So we could, if we could eliminate just those things, you know what I mean? Like just those
But you
things.
hear what you just said? You said counseling is not enough. So you be like, you know what? Counseling ain't working for me. I'm finna do something better than counseling for people that I understand. Because I understand most of these counselors that's behind the desk, they don't understand. That's
They
just they job. You know what I'm saying? And some of them, they do. They truly understand. So I get what you're coming from. You're like, man, we don't need this in the world. But it's like, I
we
say the
definitely
same
need
thing.
some bad. We definitely need some bad.
It's
But
crazy, ain't it? It's
we
crazy to
don't
say that, huh?
we need some bad because I mean you need to humble yourself. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we got to go through things to humble yourself and teach you lessons. But that goes to say, me learning a lesson doesn't have to be because I got raped. What kind of
Mm,
lesson do I need to obtain from that? Especially little kids, what kind of lesson do they need to attain from being molested or whatever the case is? You know what I'm saying? Because then it's not like they just out here. It's not a teenage girl that's just out here ripping and running the streets and just hopping in the car with anybody, going to anybody's crib. It's not that type of person. We talking about little kids.
mm-hmm.
So if we could
Yeah,
eliminate those kind of people, we don't need, that's not necessary trauma. You know what I'm saying?
right.
That's just,
And it's crazy because that was one of my questions that I asked God, like, man, why you create these type of people? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm like, why we got these people on the earth?
I don't think he
But
did.
but at the same time, these people was little bitty kids before. Like these didn't just grow up messed up. Like they didn't know. You know what I'm
But think
saying?
about it though, like these little kids that are turning out like that probably happened to them. So just imagine
That's what I'm saying. So
if it never
it's a
happened to them.
generation. It'd never been going on. If it
Like we
never
could
happened
live
to them, it'd
with
never carry on.
we could live with we could live with killings. People die every day. Natural cause
Hmm.
or unnatural. We could deal with natural deaths. We could deal with car accidents. We could deal with trauma. You know what I'm saying? Those type of traumas. That's just those are things that you just can't avoid. You know what I'm saying? As long as we out here driving, as long as we out here doing whatever we doing, those are things that we can't avoid as much as you can.
Mm,
But in terms of those other
mm,
stuff, you know what I'm saying?
mm.
It's not
Can you
it's
read
not
them comments?
because
Oh
Satan
my
was
bad.
cast
I'm sorry.
on earth with 10,000 of his demons. Yeah, like I don't feel like God created those kind of people. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
honestly, I don't think those kind of people were created from birth at all.
Mm.
But you do
It's the
have
spirit.
it's a
It's the
spirit.
spirit.
It's a
Mm.
you have that spirit in you. Like you got some, it'd be a lot of the weird kids, you know what I'm saying? The weird kids that grow up isolated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And them spirits jump on them, and Now they sitting like, man, I don't even know why I did this, bro.
Exactly. Like you don't have enough pouring into your soul. Those are the kind of people that turn
Mm,
out that way. You know what I'm saying? God didn't create those kind of people. For what? Because
mm.
that would be a legit question. Would you create those kind of people?
And he gonna be like, hey, that wasn't me, that was him.
That was him. Like that one. That was the spirit
Damn,
of Satan. And if
damn.
we could live without that, you know what I'm saying? Like we definitely need trauma. We definitely got to be humbled. We got to go through situations in our life, but some things just aren't called for.
Mm, damn. That's crazy. All right, so I got one more question, man. Who do you want to see on the future Fan Mission podcast?
Malavis.
Mm, Malavis. Okay, tell me more. Who is Malavis?
Malavis, they're digital marketing agents, digital marketing agency. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So their whole goal and mission is just to help upcoming businesses or businesses in general take it to the next step. You know what I'm saying? Grow their platform, grow their income, grow whatever it is that you could think of. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely love to see you on a podcast with him. That'll be one to watch.
man, load it up, man. We're gonna try to get him on the podcast.
We get him
All
on right now. I'll call him in here right now.
right.
He in the next room.
Yeah. Oh man, set it up now. Hey,
Hey,
we already at an hour, so if you want to get on the podcast, set it up, man. We're gonna send him an invite. We're gonna set it up for him. So this is Family on the Mission podcast. So did you move out your parents' house already?
I still with my grandparents, my grandma and my
Oh,
great.
okay. Cause I was gonna ask you the last question. Do you feel like? Let me see. How can I put this? Because you still stay with your grandparents, huh? Do you feel like you spend enough quality time with your parents?
No,
No.
nah, cause the way that I grew up, it was.
Or your parents, or it ain't gotta be your parents, it can be your grandparents or your parents, whoever you raised with, whoever you was in the home raised with.
No, yeah. With my mom for sure, because my mom, that's who I grew up with. It was just me and my mom. You know what I'm saying? My brother wasn't around. He was with his dad. My other siblings, they with their mamas. So when I was living with my mom, it was just me and her. You know what I'm saying? She young, she still got a life to live. I'm young, I still got a life to live. So we spent time together and we spent our time apart, you know what I'm saying, hanging out with friends, whatever, going out, whatever the case may be. So this was in California. You know what I mean? I was used to coming to Florida and spending time with my family like every other summer. So
Mm-hmm.
I once I actually moved out here, like I endured everything. Once I got around the family consistently, I took it all in. I enjoyed the time. I enjoyed the events. I enjoyed everything about it. But then I kind of reverted right back to what I'm used to. I'm used to it being like me, myself, my
Yeah.
mama. Now I live in a house where I have people that depend on me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I live with an 86-year-old and a 66-year-old.
Mm,
So different. You know what I mean? I don't have the same type of worries being at home with my mom versus being at home with my great grandma. She goes through things. You know what I'm saying? She goes through health issues. She goes emergency rooms. Whatever the case may be, it's a different lifestyle for me. So
mm,
I talk about this all the time because I do feel bad because I do wish like I could just make myself engage with everybody more. Like I spend the most time I spend is with my grandparents because we live together. But, because I'm so used to being by myself and with my friends and with my mom, like I be feeling bad sometimes because I'm like, dang, like I wish I was interested in really going out and going to family events and doing this because I love family. I just really didn't grow up with being around
mhm.
it. So, you know what I'm
And
saying?
it's crazy because the young age kids, they it's different from how we grew up. as the parents grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to go outside and do stuff, and it's like these kids can just go off into their phone and today, and it's like they don't even have they have social anxiety when they get out around a lot of people, and they like, man, I'm cool. I just want to be there and stay alone. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it
And
sucks.
yeah, it do sucks. It do
It
sucks,
sucks.
but I can't blame them because I tell my son the same thing. But I'm like, he tried to go out, and that's why he at the school you at. He like, man, I want to meet new people, and because he wouldn't get on the lot, and I'm like, man, just sign up to school and try to meet new people, and that's why you on the podcast. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? The fam mission,
And
baby.
I think I messaged him the day that we started class. I messaged like five of the students. And I mean, he just been locked in ever since. He swipe up on my posts. Oh, that look good. You know,
Yeah,
I,
see, that's what I'm saying. You never know who you might run into that can, because different people bring out different parts of you. So you never know who you might run into in life that it will change your life. Because you know what? Even though you don't like to do music, but I'm shooting a video for you.
hey, let's do,
Oh
let's do it.
yeah. So go ahead before we log out, because we already at the hour, man. Go ahead and tell people where they can find your music and where they find your everything else you got going on, man. See them your Instagram. Tell them how to follow you, man.
Yeah, so you can follow me. I'm more active on Instagram. So again, you can follow me Do for Culture, DO the number 4, and then Culture with a C. My
Mm-hmm.
music you can find on SoundCloud and on YouTube. I got like 5 songs out there. If you want to check them out, you can search Do for Culture. Um, one song is Deja Vu and Dear Gangsta that he called out. So, you know what I'm saying? You can check those out. Type in Do for Culture, Deja Vu, and I promise you survive. Survive.
Man, man, show her some love, man. Show her some love. Let me see. So yeah, man. We already chopped it up for an hour, and you say who you want to see on the next podcast. So man, you enjoy the rest of your night, and I appreciate you coming on for this hour of power. You know what I'm saying? And love and peace. And I sure appreciate you coming on.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Have a
All right, you have a good one.
good time.
Yep. Yep. Uh, Yeah, what's up? This your boy Monty G, man. We're on a fan mission podcast, and we had to do this on a Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Stay woke on a Wednesday. So we had to do something different. You know what I'm saying? This was our first time on a podcast. And if y'all want to get on the podcast, y'all can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You know, you can look up Money G Staff, or you can look up the Fan Mission Podcast, inbox me, get in touch with me, and I'm gonna try to get back with y'all. And y'all stay safe out there, and y'all stay black, beautiful, and much love. It's your boy Monty G, and I'm out. Peace. We on the mission, family on the mission. We on the mission, family on the mission. We on the mission, family on the mission. We on the mission, family on the mission.